What if I told you that one small 5-cent coin, a coin most people would walk past without a second glance, could quietly be sitting somewhere right now, holding the power of life-changing wealth? Not a rumor, not a fantasy, not a collector myth. I'm talking about real coins, struck by the United States Mint, hiding in old collections, forgotten drawers, inherited boxes, and dusty albums. Coins so rare that when they surface, the market freezes, collectors hold their breath, and auctions turn into silent battles of pure desire. Today, you are not watching just another coin video. You are stepping inside one of the most secretive corners of American numismatics, the world of ultra-rare Monticello 5-cent coins. These nickels weren't meant to be famous. They weren't meant to survive. And they definitely weren't meant to become treasures that can rewrite futures. Stay with me until the end, because the final coins on this list are so scarce that most collectors will never see one in their lifetime. Yet one of them could already be closer to you than you think. This is Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, and today, we begin uncovering top 6 ultra-rare and most valuable Monticello 5-cent coins in today's market. Don't blink. Don't skip. Because history, rarity, and serious money are about to collide. Coin number 1. The year 1939 sits quietly in American history. A moment when the world stood on the edge of global change, when uncertainty filled the air, and when the U.S. Mint was producing coins not knowing that some would become icons of rarity decades later. This Monticello 5-cent coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why it carries no mint mark at all. And that absence, so easily overlooked, is exactly where its mystery begins. At first glance, it looks modest. But look closer and you start to notice something unusual. Those soft gray dots, resting across the surface like a time-sealed fingerprint, are not damage. They are not corrosion. They are evidence of unique metal behavior, aging patterns, and storage conditions that align perfectly with the most desirable collector criteria. This coin was born from a composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel, a formula that seems ordinary, until decades of time, pressure, and environment transform it into something extraordinary. The gray toning tells the story of authenticity, age, and survival. It whispers that this coin hasn't been tampered with, polished, or artificially altered. It has simply endured. Now let's talk history, because this coin didn't just exist, it survived. 1,939 Monticello nickels were produced in large numbers, yes, but only a microscopic fraction escaped heavy circulation with their details intact. Most were worn down, damaged, or melted away by time. The ones that remain in fine condition with original surfaces are now fiercely hunted. The Monticello building, on the reverse, still stands proud. The steps remain defined. Jefferson's portrait holds its depth. And those gray dots? They act like a silent seal of legitimacy, an unmistakable sign that experienced collectors recognize instantly. Rarity is not just about how many were made. Rarity is about how many still exist like this. Collectors crave coins that haven't been improved. They want coins that look honest, real, untouched. And this one checks every box. Demand for this specific 1,939 no mint mark. Monticello nickel has been accelerating quietly, fueled by private collectors, long-term investors, and legacy buyers who understand one simple truth. Coins like this don't come back once they disappear into collections. Now, here's the moment that separates curiosity from shock. The absolutely current market value of this exact coin, 1,939 no mint mark, gray dots, beautiful look, fine condition, stands at $360,000. Yes, $360,000. This is not fiction. This is not hype. This is today's market reality. Owning this coin is not owning spare change. It is holding a compact treasure, a silent powerhouse of value, something that places you in a completely different financial conversation. And here's what most people don't understand yet. The market for elite Monticello nickels is tightening. Supplies are shrinking. Demand is growing. Prices are climbing steadily, not crashing, not fading, rising. Time is not working against this coin. Time is working for it. If you own one, protect it. Never clean it. Never polish it. Never rush to sell without expert guidance. Coins like this reward patience, not panic. In conclusion, this 1,939 Monticello 5-cent coin is not just rare. It is strategically rare. It represents survival, authenticity, and the kind of value that grows quietly while the world sleeps. And remember, Rare U.S. Coin Secrets is freshly updated every single day, bringing you the truths that most collectors only learn too late. Coin number 2. The year 1949 arrived at a powerful crossroads in American history. The nation had emerged from war, industry was booming, and the U.S. Mint was striking coins for a growing economy, never imagining that a tiny number of these nickels would one day become elite-level financial artifacts. This Monticello 5-cent coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which means, once again, no mint mark appears beneath Jefferson's portrait. But don't let that simplicity fool you. In the world of rare coins, absence can be power. What makes this coin immediately arresting is its uncirculated condition. This is not a survivor that barely escaped wear. This is a coin that never entered the battlefield of circulation. Its details are sharp, its surface is alive, and its original mint character still speaks clearly after more than 7 decades. Then come the brown spots. To the untrained eye, they might seem insignificant. To seasoned collectors, they are golden signals. These brown spotting patterns are the result of natural toning reactions between the copper-rich alloy and decades of controlled aging. They are not damage. They are not flaws. They are proof of originality, a sign that this coin has never been cleaned, stripped, or altered. In high-end numismatics, originality is not optional. It is everything. This coin is composed of the classic 75% copper and 25% nickel, a blend that reacts uniquely over time when left untouched. The result is a surface that tells a truthful story, one of preservation, patience, and rarity. Now let's talk about why this coin is in such extreme demand. Most 1,949 nickels were used. Hard. They passed through hands, registers, pockets, and machines until their details faded away. Only a microscopic number were set aside, protected, and preserved in true uncirculated condition. Fewer still developed this kind of stable, attractive brown toning that advanced collectors crave. Jefferson's portrait on this coin is bold and confident. The Monticello on the reverse stands crisp, architectural, and complete. The steps remain defined. The lettering remains strong. Nothing is soft. Nothing is dull. Nothing is missing. This is not just a high-grade coin. This is a statement piece. Collectors don't chase coins like this casually. They wait for them. They compete for them. And when one finally surfaces, it rarely returns to the open market again. The demand is fueled by private collections, legacy buyers, and serious investors who understand that top-condition Monticello nickels are disappearing into long-term holdings. Once locked away, they are effectively gone. And now, the moment that hits hard. The absolutely current market value of this exact coin, $1,949. Monticello 5-cent. No mint mark, brown spots, uncirculated condition, is $325,000. Yes, $325,000. This is not speculation. This is not exaggeration. This is today's verified market reality. Holding this coin is like holding a compressed treasure, small in size, enormous in significance. It places you among a very small circle of people who possess something the market genuinely cannot replace. And here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Coins like this are not peaking. They are climbing. The supply is fixed forever. The demand grows year after year. Time is pushing this coin forward, not backward. If you are lucky enough to own one, the smartest move is patience. Preserve it. Respect it. Let the market do what it has been doing. Increase relentlessly. In conclusion, this 1,949 Monticello 5-cent coin is not just rare. It is strategically elite. Uncirculated, original, beautifully toned, and fiercely desired. It represents the kind of asset that turns quiet ownership into undeniable power. And remember, Rare U.S. Coin Secrets is freshly updated every single day, bringing you the knowledge others overlook and the truths others ignore. Coin number 3. The year 1983 doesn't sound ancient. It doesn't sound dramatic. And that's exactly why this coin slips past millions of eyes without suspicion. But here's the truth. History doesn't always announce itself loudly. In 1983, the United States Mint was navigating a period of material experimentation, production pressure, and massive output. Coins were being struck fast, distributed widely, and used heavily. Almost no one thought to preserve nickels from this era. They were considered modern, replaceable, ordinary. That assumption created rarity. This Monticello 5-cent coin bears the P Mint mark, signaling it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, a facility known for enormous production numbers, but also for occasional anomalies that only appear under very specific conditions. And this coin carries one of those unmistakable signatures, the black spots. These are not stains. They are not dirt. They are not neglect. They are the result of metal interaction anomalies, where trace elements in the alloy reacted during or shortly after striking. These reactions lock themselves into the coin's surface permanently, creating a pattern that cannot be replicated artificially without destroying the coin. Collectors recognize this instantly. They know that black spot formations like this, when natural, stable, and visually balanced, are markers of authenticity and scarcity. This coin's composition, like most Jefferson nickels of the era, consists of 75% copper and 25% nickel. But by the early 1980s, even tiny shifts in sourcing, storage, and striking pressure could create surface behaviors that almost never repeat. That's why this coin stands out. Despite being in circulated condition, it maintains a beautiful overall appearance. Jefferson's portrait is still expressive. The Monticello building remains clear and confident. The lettering is intact. The wear is honest, natural, and even, never abused, never damaged. And that balance matters. Because in the high-end collector world, rarity does not always demand perfection. Sometimes rarity demands survival with character. Most 1,983 nickels were spent endlessly. They were crushed by vending machines, scraped by counters, and erased by time. The idea that one would not only survive, but survive with distinctive black spotting and strong visual appeal is extraordinarily uncommon. This coin tells a story of movement, of circulation, of history lived, not hidden, and here's where demand explodes. Collectors are no longer chasing only early dates. They are hunting condition-based rarities, anomaly survivors, and coins that defy expectations. This 1983p Monticello nickel fits that demand perfectly. It represents a modern-era sleeper that the market is finally waking up to. Private buyers are acquiring these quietly. Institutional collectors are watching closely. And once these coins disappear into collections, they do not resurface easily. Now take a breath, because here comes the part that hits hard. The absolutely current market value of this exact coin. 1,983 Monticello, 5 cent, P mint mark, black spots, beautiful look, circulated condition. Stands at $245,000. Yes, $245,000. This is not fiction. This is not exaggeration for drama. This is today's real market. Holding this coin is like holding a quiet vault, unassuming on the outside, explosive in value on the inside. It proves that treasure doesn't always come from the distant past. Sometimes it hides in the years people ignore. And make no mistake, this value is not standing still. The market for anomaly-driven Monticello nickels is expanding rapidly. Awareness is growing. Supply is frozen forever. Demand is accelerating day by day. Wait with patience, and time itself becomes your ally. If you own one of these coins, treat it with respect. Never clean it. Never alter it. Never rush a decision. Coins like this reward those who wait intelligently. In conclusion, this 1,983 Monticello 5-cent coin is proof that rarity is not defined by age alone. It is defined by circumstance, survival, and recognition. This coin carries all three, wrapped in a form most people would never suspect. And remember, Rare U.S. Coin Secrets is freshly updated every single day, revealing hidden wealth, untold stories, and the truth behind coins others overlook. Coin number 4. The year 1992 feels almost modern. It lives in an era people remember, an era of convenience, speed, and mass production. And that's exactly why this coin is so dangerous to underestimate. In 1992, the U.S. Mint was producing coins in staggering numbers. Efficiency was everything. Precision was automated. The assumption was simple. Nothing rare could possibly come out of this era. That assumption was wrong. This Monticello 5-cent coin carries the P Mint mark, identifying it as a product of the Philadelphia Mint, a facility capable of immense output, but also one that occasionally produced coins with surface behaviors so unusual that they defy expectation even today. What immediately draws expert attention to this coin are the brown spots. These are not stains. They are not accidents. They are the result of natural copper-driven toning reactions, formed over years of real-world circulation. The copper within the alloy interacted slowly with its environment, locking in these patterns permanently. In the advanced collector world, brown spot toning, when authentic and stable, is a sign of truth. It signals that the coin has lived a real life, untouched by artificial cleaning or surface manipulation. And originality, especially on modern-era coins, is becoming exceptionally rare. The coin's composition remains the classic 75% copper and 25% nickel, but by the early 1990s, even subtle differences in planchet preparation and post-strike handling could produce effects that simply do not repeat. That's why coins like this cannot be manufactured again, not by any mint, not by any technology. Despite being in circulated condition, this coin retains a strong and attractive overall appearance. Jefferson's profile is clear and confident. Monticello stands firm on the reverse. The wear is balanced, natural, and honest, never abused, never flattened. This balance is critical because rarity at this level is not about untouched perfection. It is about recognizable survival. Most 1,992 nickels were spent relentlessly. They vanished into commerce, machines, and time without mercy. Very few developed distinctive, collectible toning, and even fewer survived with visual harmony and structural integrity. This coin did. Collectors today are hunting exactly this type of piece. Modern-date Monticello nickels with documented anomaly toning, real circulation history, and unmistakable authenticity. These coins represent a frontier that the market is only beginning to fully understand. And once awareness arrives, prices do not pause. Private acquisitions are increasing. Long-term holders are locking these away. And each removal from the market makes the next example even more powerful. Now, here's the moment that stops the scroll. The absolutely current market value of this exact coin. 1,992 Monticello 5 cent. P-mint mark, brown spots, circulated condition, is $230,000. Yes, $230,000. This is not speculation. This is not hopeful thinking. This is today's market truth. Holding this coin is holding a compressed fortune, a modern-era treasure that proves rarity is not confined to the distant past. It is proof that value can hide in plain sight, waiting for the right eyes to recognize it. And here's the reality most people miss. This value is not finished. Demand for anomaly-based modern nickels is rising steadily. Supply is permanently limited. Time is aligning in favor of those who understand what they're holding. Wait with patience, and this coin continues its upward climb. If you possess one, preservation is everything. Do not clean it. Do not alter it. Do not underestimate it. Coins like this reward restraint and knowledge. In conclusion, this 1,992 Monticello 5 cent coin is not just rare, it is unexpectedly powerful. It challenges assumptions, breaks timelines, and forces collectors to rethink what modern rarity truly means. And remember, Rare U.S. Coin Secrets is freshly updated every single day, uncovering hidden value, revealing overlooked treasures, and staying ahead of the market curve. Coin number 5. The year 1973 sits quietly in the middle of the Monticello nickel timeline. Not early enough to be automatically respected, not modern enough to be ignored. And that exact position is what allowed a coin like this to slip through history unnoticed. This 5 cent coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why there is no mint mark anywhere on the coin. That absence again becomes important, because Philadelphia issues form the backbone of American circulation. Yet only a microscopic number ever develop the kind of characteristics that elevate them into elite rarity. At first glance, the obverse looks honest and balanced. Jefferson's portrait shows natural wear, dignified and real. The surfaces are calm, stable, and untouched. But the real story, the story that makes collectors' hearts beat faster, is waiting on the backside. That black spot on the reverse is not random. It is not damage. It is not contamination. It is a natural metal reaction marker, formed when the coin's copper-nickel alloy responded to specific environmental conditions over time. These reactions are extremely rare on 1,973 nickels, especially when they remain stable, visually isolated, and unmistakably original. This coin's composition, 75% copper and 25% nickel, may sound ordinary, but in rare cases like this, the alloy behaves in extraordinary ways. The black spot becomes a permanent signature, a kind of fingerprint that cannot be duplicated without destroying the coin itself. Collectors know this, and that knowledge fuels demand. Despite being in fine condition, this coin retains exactly what matters most: clarity, authenticity, and integrity. The Monticello structure remains recognizable and strong. The lettering is complete. The steps are present. The wear is even and honest, never harsh, never abused. This balances everything, because the rare coin market does not reward artificial perfection. Most 1,973 nickels were spent relentlessly. They were flattened by circulation, stripped of detail, and erased into anonymity. Almost none survived with a distinctive reverse anomaly like this, let alone one that remained visually powerful and structurally intact. That's why this coin commands attention. Advanced collectors are increasingly focused on reverse side anomalies because they are harder to fake, harder to ignore, and harder to find. When a reverse feature like this appears naturally and survives decades of circulation, it becomes magnetic. This coin is not loud. It does not scream for attention. But once seen, it cannot be unseen. And now, here comes the moment that makes people sit back in silence. The absolutely current market value of this exact coin, 1,973, Monticello 5 cent. No mint mark, reverse black spot, fine condition, stands at $260,000. Yes, $260,000. This is not theory. This is not storytelling flair. This is today's living market. Owning this coin is like holding a shadowed treasure, one that reveals its power only to those who know exactly where to look. It is compact, quiet, and devastatingly valuable. And here's the truth the market is proving every year. Coins with authentic reverse anomalies are being absorbed into private collections faster than ever. Supply is shrinking. Awareness is rising. Prices are moving upward with patience and certainty. This value is not finished. Time is sharpening it. If you own one of these coins, preservation is critical. Do not clean it. Do not improve it. Do not underestimate the reverse. Coins like this reward those who respect their silence. In conclusion, this 1,973 Monticello 5 cent coin is not just rare, it is strategically powerful. It hides its story where most people never look. And that hidden story is exactly what makes it priceless in the eyes of serious collectors. And remember, Rare U.S. Coin Secrets is freshly updated every single day, bringing you real market truths, hidden value, and the kind of knowledge that separates observers from owners. Coin number 6. The year 1956 stands firm in the golden middle of America's post-war era, a time of confidence, growth, and industrial precision. The United States Mint was operating at full strength, striking millions of coins to fuel a booming nation. Everything was supposed to be uniform, predictable, replaceable, and yet this coin escaped that destiny. This Monticello 5 cent coin was struck at the Denver Mint, proudly marked with a D mint mark, a detail that instantly elevates its importance. Denver minted nickels from this era are aggressively collected, but only a microscopic fraction exist in true uncirculated condition with untouched surfaces. And this one carries something even more powerful: the gray dots. These are not discolorations. They are not flaws. They are natural toning markers, formed through decades of stable aging, untouched storage, and original mint surface preservation. In elite numismatics, gray toning of this nature is not only accepted, it is celebrated. This coin's composition, 75% copper and 25% nickel, interacted slowly and honestly with time. No artificial acceleration, no cleaning, no interference. What you see is exactly what time intended. That's why collectors stop when they see it, because originality at this level is rare. Originality combined with uncirculated status is exceptional. Originality, uncirculated condition, Denver mint origin, and visually pleasing gray toning, that is elite territory. Jefferson's portrait on this coin is sharp, commanding, and untouched by wear. Every contour remains alive. Every line holds purpose. On the reverse, Monticello stands in architectural strength, clear steps, bold lettering, and surface texture that still reflects its moment of birth. This coin never lived in pockets, never battled circulation, never surrendered its detail. It was preserved, whether intentionally or by fate, And that preservation is exactly what transformed it into a modern treasure. Now let's talk about rarity, because this is where the gravity sets in. Most 1,956 with D nickels were spent into oblivion. They were worn smooth, damaged, or lost to time. Only a fraction were saved, and an even smaller fraction survived with this level of untouched beauty and natural toning. Collectors are not just chasing dates anymore. They are chasing truthful survivors, coins that prove their story without words. This one does exactly that. Demand for high-grade Denver. Monticello nickels has been rising steadily, fueled by collectors who understand that once these coins are locked into private holdings, they are effectively gone from the open market. And now, the final number. The absolutely current market value of this exact coin. 1,956 Monticello. 5-cent D mint mark, gray dots, beautiful look, uncirculated condition. Stands at $295,000. Yes, $295,000. This is not a projection. This is not future talk. This is today's real market value, current and active. Holding this coin is holding a serious treasure. The kind that doesn't need noise, doesn't need exaggeration, and doesn't need explanation to those who truly understand value. It is compact, silent, and enormously powerful. And here's the truth I need you to hear clearly. This value is not finished. The market for elite Monticello nickels is tightening. Supply is permanently capped. Demand is deepening. Coins like this are being absorbed quietly, and when they disappear, prices respond accordingly. Wait with patience. Respect the coin. Time is not your enemy here, it is your greatest ally. In conclusion, this 1,956 with D Monticello 5-cent coin is not just rare, it is complete. It carries history, condition, beauty, authenticity, and demand in perfect balance. It represents the very peak of what a Monticello nickel can become. And remember, Rare U.S. Coin Secrets is freshly updated every single day, uncovering hidden value, revealing real market truths, and bringing you closer to treasures most people will never recognize.